Well, hello, Nervos Land. First of all, thank you so much for being here. And this is our blockchain killer number 5. We're going to discuss a little bit of network centralization. This is something that will kill blockchains in the future, and you don't want your preferred blockchain to suffer from network centralization. You don't want to be investing in a network which is gearing towards centralization. But first, before we get into the content, I'd like to thank you so much for the comments in the other videos. I'm learning stuff, hardcore stuff from you guys, so thank you so much. If you haven't gone through the comments in other videos, just check it out. Maybe you find something useful in there too. And this is how it's supposed to be, because this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only, although I'm not a funny guy, actually. So this is just my point of view, and I'm putting it to the test in the internet, actually. So I very much enjoy if you can slap me in the face with a good comment and make me understand that I'm wrong in so many places. So who am I? I'm a random guy from the internet, from the world of internet. My name is Rodrigo Santiago. I am a Brazilian guy, an IT tech lead, and a proud CKB holder. Not only because of the financial results, but much, much more for the technology itself. Because I'm a CKB maximalist, I decided to turn all my portfolio into CKB because the technology is awesome. I find it to be awesome as a person from the IT world. And then I decided to just study it thoroughly. And yep, forgive me for any English mistakes, written or spoken. I'm not fluent in English. I try to be. I guess sometimes I can. I forgot the word. Anyway, let's just go to our content, right? So this presentation has the intention of sharing some criteria so that you can understand how to do a fundamental analysis on actually any blockchain. And I'm using Nervos as an example of what is a good blockchain. So this is the end goal here. But again, I could be wrong. So you should do your own research. There's a saying in the IT industry which is called read the freaking manual. It's actually read the fucking manual, but I've invented something lighter, read the freaking manual. So we should all read the freaking manual from the blockchains and every investment actually that we are going into. So you can correct me anytime, right? Yeah, let's go to the content. In the former videos, we've seen four criteria that for blockchain killers. So this is the number 5, network centralization. I totally recommend you to go to the other videos if you want to understand how to do very thorough fundamental analysis on blockchains. And let's go for the next one, network centralization. How is the blockchain space today regarding decentralization? Well, first of all, let's understand what centralization means for a blockchain. What we want, the ultimate goal for a blockchain, is to create a network that is totally resistant to censorship. Okay? We don't want anybody to be able to shut down the network. We don't want any central authorities to hold you from taking part of the ecosystem. So this is blockchain is actually a movement pointing towards a high level of freedom for everybody. And because of that, if you have a centralized network, meaning just a few servers or having an owner that controls all the servers, we have centralization going on, and this guy or this authority could shut it down. So we don't want that. We want a blockchain to be completely and totally decentralized, the maximum decentralization possible. So today, we've got some blockchains in which consensus participation costs too much. We've been through a little bit of that. We've talked a little bit about uh, being able to, not everybody is able to pay for the computer that is capable of participating on the consensus of some blockchains. And Ethereum is one of those network. So consensus participation today is costing too much. Not everybody can verify the transactions because you gotta have a powerful computer to do that. So there's another thing. In face of some difficulties, some popular blockchains are voluntarily taking the path to become more centralized. So they are voluntarily holding people off being a part of the consensus. So these are design decisions that in the long run will actually be pointless for a blockchain perspective. We should not have some architecture that is gearing some network to be more centralized. This is completely pointless. This is not blockchain. If I want a centralized service, I could as well use Google Cloud or Amazon AWS or whatever, DigitalOcean or any hosting service. But this is not what blockchain is about. We want blockchains that are widely decentralized so that nobody can take it down. Yeah, it's a freedom movement. And then it comes even worse to say that some blockchains have too few nodes to validate transactions. And it's kind of the small big boys club. And if you are dealing with a blockchain like that, you just don't have a blockchain at all. So this is not supposed to happen. Beware of what you're buying regarding tokenomics and coins and stuff, because you might as well be in the hands of somebody who is manipulating the market. All right? And then with those centralized networks, the users, we, the people who are using the applications and giving a sense of purpose to a blockchain, we have to trust in those third parties instead of knowing that the network is operating as it should. So as common users can't take part on the consensus protocol, they can't verify the transactions. And if they can't verify the transactions, they don't know if the nodes in the blockchain are doing the proper job. They can't verify it. So it's like using PowerPoint again. Well, I'm using PowerPoint. It's pretty reliable, but yeah, for a PowerPoint, I don't need to know what's happening inside PowerPoint because yeah, it just works the way I want. But in blockchains, we are dealing with a new kind of financial instrument, a financial infrastructure, a financial layer for the internet. And when it comes to treating money as it should be treated, regarding treating money as it should be treated, when we have blockchains, we have to be sure that the nodes are doing what is expected. If I don't have a blockchain in which everybody can take the part in the consensus protocol and verify the transactions, I'd rather be with government fiat money anyways. So I'd rather be with my classic bank account, the old guys club. So in blockchains, we should be able to participate in the consensus and make sure that transactions are being done as they should be done. So the more centralized, the higher risk of shutdown, fraudulent behavior, or collusion. So this overlaps with some stuff that we've already said. So let's take some examples here. This is from Binance Smart Chain. That great smart chain. Everybody's flocking into Binance Smart Chain. Well, there's only 21 validators at a time. So every 24 hours, only 21 validators, and they are chosen among the top 21 highest staked nodes. So what is a highest staked node? Is that node in which the most amount of money have flown into. So you buy BNB, you stake it, and maybe the node in which you staked your BNBs will become a validator. This I can't even comment on this. 21 validators is ridiculous. And the highest stake nodes, really? So why not just join the highest stake nodes anyway with my BNB? So I will always fall into the tendency of wanting my money to be with where everybody's money is anyway. And the people who gets the highest stake and who can get the biggest loan or raise more capital will get the lion's share of the market. So it's just a race for who can raise more capital and stake before everybody else. So it's a run for, it's just the same old story. The rich getting richer and the poor getting poorer. So this is what validation means on proof of stake blockchains. And yeah, it's ridiculous to have 21 validators every 24 hours. So it's just so many wrong stuff here. I wouldn't call Binance Smart Chain a blockchain at all. Or else I'm not understanding what's happening. But these all this just this alarms me so much that I think people completely misunderstand what a blockchain is in order to buy BNB and stake it and validating this kind of network. It's just ridiculous. But it won't survive in the long run, very long run, I guess, unless people start to just not minding, like, oh, okay, Binance Smart Chain is cool because I have a Binance account, but you're just dealing with a central authority. And if Binance wants to shut it down, it will. If the government doesn't like what Binance is doing, it will shut down Binance Smart Chain. And government are not too fond of having competitors to the fiat currencies. So it's a high risk thing investing on Binance Smart Chain now, because it's just a new financial layer for the internet. It's just a new kind of money that has been invented by a central authority, which is a company in the in the internet space. It's owned by a company. The government can shut it down. It's ridiculous. It's not a blockchain at all. So let's get to the next example. This is from Ripple. Although I'm a fan of Ripple, I really like the technology behind it. I guess those guys are really capable of doing partnerships and creating a big vision the for the utility of XRP token itself and the network's fast and all that. But the wallet is the problem. There is a mother of all wallets in Ripple, and that wallet is from the company owners. So there's just one owner. So you've got a guy that invents the kind of money, XRP, and believe it or not, he's got the biggest wallet, like massive, massive amounts of XRP, and he was able to manipulate the market as he saw fit, as he wanted. So the SEC, uh, Securities and Exchange Commission Board from the US, they just decided to sue this guy because he was manipulating the prices and just subtracting huge amounts of money from the market. And he was able to do that because he was the owner of the mother of all wallets in the Ripple network. So this is another example of centralization. You've got a guy that's given himself like half of the tokens of the whole network, and he could do whatever he wanted, sell or buy or whatever. So next kind of centralization going, next example, and there are many other ones. These are just some examples. In Ethereum, Vitalik is sort of um, kind of imagining or like starting to experiment with it. The stateless clients. So what are stateless clients? So it's a funny thing, right? Because Ethereum has a problem today, and the problem is the state of the blockchain occupies too much storage space in a hard drive. So not everybody can have a computer that can participate on the consensus. So as a blockchain designer, why should I solve that problem and actually create a way for the state not getting so big? Why should I do that? Maybe because blockchain is supposed to be decentralized. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'm a blockchain designer. I have the decision power over one of the biggest blockchains in the internet, and well, let me choose the centralization path. So if people can't participate on consensus because it's too expensive, I'm going to accept it as a solution on itself. So I invent a name, and the name is Stateless Clients. So in Stateless Clients, people who are users of the blockchain should not have the state stored in their computers and devices. Stateless clients mean let's just play the game of who has the most expensive computer wins. So this is what stateless clients means. You as a user, you won't be able to hold the state, but then the big guys who have the most expensive hardware, they will keep the state for you. It's a it's a very altruistic thing from the miners. They're helping you to keep the network alive. You shouldn't bother with state. Trust us, we are going to keep the state for you. This is what Ethereum is flirting with. So, yeah, it's pretty much it. And this is one of the solutions. Vitalik admits that it is a short-term solution. It kind of breaks the precondition of decentralization because blockchains should be decentralized. But yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough on the long term. So stateless clients, Ethereum is flirting with that idea, and this will make the network centralized, and you should be trusting the miners. Um, well, while Ethereum is flirting with the idea, there's a blockchain called Mina Protocol. So as you look into the front page of Mina, you see by design the entire Mina blockchain is about 22 KB, the size of a couple of tweets. So participants can quickly sync and verify the network. So this is brilliant marketing, right? How come they can get a blockchain in 22 kilobytes? Where's the state, my friend? Where's the state? Maybe the state fits into 22 kilobytes for the whole blockchain. Imagine that. When you look at the front page of Mina Protocol, they make it seem as if all application states are inside 22 kilobytes. Let's see if that's true. When you download the technical white paper for Mina Protocol, you're going to see this phrase, approver in our system, roughly equivalent to a miner in Bitcoin, does need to store the full state, since it is part of the witness when proving the validity of the block. So it's just, I don't know if these people just got too excited by the idea of the 22 kilobytes blockchain, or if they really wanted to fool the market, or if I don't understand Mina at all, but this is a blatant stateless client implementation that will take from the users the chance to have the state stored in their hard drives. So Mina doesn't deal with decentralization at all because, or else Mina doesn't deal with centralization issues at all because they're just admitting that a blockchain should have a centralized network keeping the state for the users. So users, yeah, they can participate on the consensus, but they shouldn't keep the state. So yeah, somebody can keep the state for them. Who could keep the state? Stakers. Who the stakers is? Who the stakers are? Sorry. The stakers are the ones who can gather the highest amount of capital and take the most advantage of the proof of stake network. It's it bothers me a lot seeing this kind of marketing communication going. So Mina is centralized in, in a deep level because they don't want you to have the full state of the network. And yeah, that's it. So, and really sorry guys for bashing on it because I was pretty impressed when I saw the landing page for Mina Protocol. But when I downloaded the white paper, I went like, okay, haven't deal they haven't dealt with the state bloat that's happening in Ethereum. And this is what's happening in Mina Protocol. They're admitting that the state will bloat anyway. So, yeah. So the end result of those kinds of things is we don't know if we can trust the transactions. We don't. Governments and companies can shut down the network. The network is prone to suffer from collusion attacks or fraud because there will be less nodes like keeping the network state, and this is just dangerous. This is just dangerous for the long-term uh, sustainability of the blockchain. So decentralization is what Nervos is trying to accomplish. How does Nervos do that? Well, first, the amount of data that can be written on layer 1 of Nervos protocol is limited by the amount of CKB locked by the user. So if you want to store anything on Nervos blockchain, you should hold some CKB. I've already told you that. If you want to hold, for example, your USDT balance on Nervos blockchain, you should have 150 tokens, CKB tokens. So you lock those 150 CKB tokens, and now you can have a wallet for USDT. And obviously, the amount of data that can be written in Nervos network is limited by the amount of CKB in circulation that has been mined and issued. So the maximum state storage cost is quite low at all times because each CKB can hold 1 byte. And let's say that when 40 billion CKBs are mined and are in circulation, let's say, then the whole blockchain space will occupy like 40 gigabytes. And a standard cell phone has more than that in storage space. So anybody with a laptop or a PC with like 1 terabyte of disk space, hard drive space, this is pretty common today. That computer will be able to store the whole network state. So the amount of nodes will increase. So anyone with an average computer will be able to run a full node successfully. Highly inclusive consensus. So Nervos Network accomplished that in the implementation. This is not a promise. This is not something that will happen in the future. This is already on mainnet. So this is already on mainnet. Number of full nodes might be kept high at all times because people will want to validate the transactions. Many people will want to verify it, not just believing or trusting those miners, but they will want to keep the full nodes to verify the transactions. So we call it a trustless protocol. You don't have to trust anybody. Your computer is capable of validating everything and seeing if the miners are doing a proper job. This is very critical for security. So you don't need to trust anybody. Many independent and small nodes are checking the validity of transactions, and the network becomes more and more reliable and censorship resistant. If the government comes after Nervos, we're going to say like, okay, thousands of nodes, find the people, just shut it all down. I doubt that any government will be able to do that. So there's a highest degree of transparency for all participants. This is a badass network. This is why I invested in it so hard. Yeah. So the end result is Nervos network has successfully Nervos network has successfully achieved one of the highest levels of sustainable decentralization, transparency, and censorship resistance in the industry, with no strings attached and no marketing ploys. Sorry, Mina guys. Yeah, blockchain should just be decentralized. Just deal with state bloat, man. Just deal with it. Everybody should be able to download the state of the network, which is the data that the network is holding. And everybody should be able to participate in an integral way from the participating on the protocol. So, yeah, this is permanent decentralization. This is what I like to call it, permanent decentralization. Because if we are bound to how many CKB tokens exist, then we shouldn't be able to record more data in the blockchain that the CKB tokens allow. So that's it. And on the next chapter, we are going to see permissioned layers as a problem in blockchains today. So hold your nerves, my friend. Hold your nerves. Hold your nervos token. You can, if you want to buy some CKB and invest on it, you should look for a CKB token. You got in Binance, Huobi, Bithumb, Voyager, soon in GliaSwap, which is a decentralized exchange on top of Nervos. There are more uh, some more exchanges that allow you to buy CKB, but these are the main ones. Okay, so that's it. Come and chat with us. If you like this video, then subscribe to this channel, press the like button. If I just if I've spoken some bullshit here, just comment below the video. Just correct me. I have no problems with that. And I'll be glad to learn from you because I want to make sure that my investment is a solid one. So I could be wrong all day. Correct me, people. Yeah, that's it. Bye bye. See you in the next video.